All right, we're back. Check, check, mic check. About a minute behind, but apologize. Let's see how we're doing. How you doing, Curator Crew? Back on this Wednesday's live. So, like I said in the last video, we're trying to make this a fixture, this unboxed, where I come back to you and just kind of relive what I did, the week prior. What video I put out. I'm going to come back and we're going to go through this live. I'm going to talk to you guys. You're going to hit me up. You're going to let me know what questions you have, what things you want to see, what you want me to do with it, what you want to test, and I'll do it, right? Super excited for right now. Let me just get set up here, jump in the chat so I can make sure and see your questions and stuff. All right, yeah, we're set up. So today, it's going to be fun, I think, going through all of these products, all of this produce, plus I'm going to have 2 giveaways, so stick around. You don't know when I'm going to drop this. I'm going to have 2 giveaways with 2 of the things that I reviewed today. One of them is actually a really good giveaway. It's a video that I've been trying to make for 2 years now, and summer just comes and goes by so quickly, and I get caught up with some other videos and that I think would do better, and I do them, and then it just, before I know it, it's already too cool to use it. But I wanted to, at this point, it's 2 years old, it's still relevant, but I wanted to make sure that I put it out there, and I'm gonna have a giveaway. Plus one of my videos I did last week and some content I made for a company last week. I'm gonna have a giveaway on that as well. So super excited about today. But as you can see right now, I'm going to start with the waste of time video that I put out last week. So that video is also a series that I'm gonna start where I'm just gonna go through products that are supposed to be more efficient. They're supposed to make you more efficient, whether it's in the kitchen, in the garage, wherever, and I'm gonna test it and see, are we even more efficient? Does it even work, first and foremost? And are we even more efficient by using this product versus me just doing it myself? So it's basically me versus the products. And I think that video was really well done because it showed off some of these products aren't great. And I'm going to walk through some of these products right now. Unfortunately, one of the products I do not have. I already gifted it to my mom. She was here on vacation in the US and then went back to Trinidad, and she saw the kettle and she's like, oh, this is a nice kettle. I was like, yeah, you can have it. No problem. But, we have everything else. And some of the other things are pretty cool, pretty dangerous, and all of that. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Right now, I'm going to just put this aside for a second. This is like a slap chopper. I'm going to look at the slicer. So in the video, you saw what it looked like. And I have another tomato here to show you. This thing, look at it. Look at this. You can literally play it like an instrument. It is flaky, it's finicky, it's not robust at all. And some of the things I mentioned in the video still hold true. If it's, first and foremost, if it's just like this, then it's easy to get the knife through, right? But once you put a fruit in it, it opens out. So now you're not lined up perfectly, in a straight line here. So the knife starts dragging against the sides, and this thing is plastic. So one of the reasons why I don't like it. And this is a tomato slice. I believe this is the vegan tomato slicer. But let's see what it does. So I'll put it back in here, give you guys a live demonstration of what's going on with this. So the other problem is it doesn't close in the bottom. So in the bottom here, you can see the tomato is too big. So it's made almost for something that has to fit. Like, who has a tomato this size? Look at the size of this. Look at the size of this. Who has a tomato this size? It has to fit all the way inside of this to allow this to close. But if this is not closed, then the knife won't go all the way through the fruit. So let me just show you. So we have this here. You see it's open at the bottom, right? And it's also like a V. It's also like a V because it's open like this because there's a tomato in it, right? So now when you try to cut, you go down. All right, that one goes through, but let's see, you get all the way down. Let's see. All right, and I'm hearing the scratches from the knife hitting the plastic. And it's also sticking in the bottom. So let's see. These grooves also move as you saw when I was kind of flicking it with my finger. So you don't get even slices as well because of how this thing is set up. So let me open it up. Oh, this wasn't such a big tomato. So, okay, some of them sliced all the way off. A few of them did. Some of them didn't. So you see it's still attached in the bottom here because it didn't slice all the way through because the tomato was a little bit too big. So one of the issues I had with this slicer is look at the sizes of the slices. And this is me going right next to the previous slice. You can see this thin slice, now it's a thicker slice. This slice is thicker as well. This slice is thinner than the previous two. It really is just a mess. And what that means is that you get a smaller yield in your tomato, right? Because if you have a tomato and you have equal, even slices, then you get a specific amount of slices. But then if you have like one thick, one thin, one thick, two thick, three thick, then you get less slices. So it's not a great product. I don't like it. And like I said in the video, this is a time waster. Waste of time, basically. Not a time saver. And I think that also because it does even worse. It does even worse. Let me put this tomato down. It does even worse with something like a potato. So if you have a potato, first and foremost, it can't fit because most potatoes are about this size. This is not even a large potato, right? But most potatoes are about this size. It can't fit. So let's cut it. Let's put this in here and then try to cut it. So I'm going to do that again. All right, I'm going to go into the very next one to try to get as even slices as possible. I'm going into the ones right next to each other. I'm also feeling this knife, because this knife is actually pretty sharp, so I'm feeling it scraping the plastic. And I can see little plastic, but you probably can't see it on the camera, but there's some fine plastic bits there. And if I examine this thing, yep, you could feel it. All right, so the potato is not as soft as the tomato, so you can see it's attached even more. Different slices. This one is thick, this one is thin, same result. It really is not a great product to use. Maybe if this was bigger, so how we could probably fix this if I was in design is this needs to be bigger. So it needs to be big enough to take the entire potato, at least one big potato. A whole potato should be able to fit in this and close with the bottom touching. So that way, when you run the knife through, it goes all the way to the bottom and you slice off a piece of this potato. And also, this just really can't be plastic. This can't be plastic. So that's what we got going on here. This cannot be plastic. All right, let's jump on. We're moving on. Rapid fire today. I got a bunch of stuff around me because I want to get through a lot today. We got a lot going on. So I'm going to put this down at the side, put the potato down. And then let's do this. Let's grab this chopper slicer. Now, I think a lot of people have this. This is a tool that, like a mandolin slicer slash chopper slash slap chopper. A lot of people have this. So I think this is familiar, and I thought it would do well, but to me it did really well. So what I want to do here is something like this. If I was to just take like a potato, right? And then I take the top of this, stick it in here, and just run it through. Look at these. You can get like hash browns. Look at that. So if we look inside, I was holding it the wrong way. But if you want to make hash browns, look at that. Got some nice slices, some nice julienne slices from this slapper chopper here. And from a timing perspective, it beats me in everything, because you really cannot slice something that quickly, right? So from a human perspective, I don't think there's anyone who's able to like slice and chop julienne some stuff at that rate. So it's clearly faster, but it's really good. And sometimes what I thought was that, this might just be overkill if you're trying to do something. But this form factor is actually pretty small. It's not like some of them are really big, probably as big as this this cutting board. But this one, as you can see, this is about a handspan. My handspan here, probably like 10, 11 inches. And it fits really well. If you want to do just a few things, you can do it. So as an example, let's chop some onions. So I have this onion here. I have the small chopper blade in, so it comes with another blade. So it comes with a bigger blade, this one. And it's easy to put in and take out. You have this big one, this small one, right? I have the small one in. We'll do one with the small, one with the big. You just click it in, close it, and that's it. That's all you need to do. So the only thing with the smaller one is you probably have to cut the onion in quarters to use it, because the grooves are so small, it kind of gets clogged up. But if you think about it, if you go from this to chopped in like a second, and that's it. In 1 second, you chop that. That was pretty hard. I wonder how easy I can do it. I chopped that pretty hard. Let's see. I'm gonna just cut the back off here. Let's see how easy it'll do. So I put this here and then just easy press. Gotta go a little harder than that. Yep, but that was it. And you have fully chopped onions. It really is a time saver. Like, you can't do it faster than this. And then if I change out the blade, which is easy, you just push this arrow. There's an arrow here. You just push that, it clips out. You take the bigger one, put that in, clip it down, and then I can literally cut this onion, just take off the skin, and I believe I could do a half of an onion on the big one. So let's do that really quickly and see, without having to cut it into quarters. So I put this down, so you have a whole half of an onion. Put that here, and then boom, just like that. It's pretty big, but if you're doing a roast or you put in something in the oven or some type of stew and you just need some chunks of onion, you just put it on there and you slap it, and then you could break it up to suit, or just throw it in like this and it'll split apart when it hits the water. So that was pretty awesome. I really liked this product. This was a definite time saver. Has a bunch of other stuff we did, So easily you could change this. Oh, you could change the blades just like that. There's a bunch of different blades. So there was a curly one here where you can probably do like a curly, what's it, like a curly fries, I think. So I didn't peel this, but let's see. If we put this here and go. All right, that took what, 5-6 seconds? And now, if I take this off, get some really nice potato slices here for some. You can bake these, you can air fry these, get some really nice potato chips. Look at this. Really, really nice potato chips. You dry them, you sprinkle some salt, some seasonings, and that's it. And you're good to go. And they're all, again, they're all consistent. The sizes are all consistent. So this worked really well. It's fast. You know, it's not big. It doesn't have a big footprint. It's not like this huge thing on top of your countertop. It just really works. So this was a definite time saver, like without a doubt. You do things quickly. You know, I knew it would be good, but I was worried about the small form factor and how that would work, whether or not it would slice through stuff, whether or not I would have issues. But everything just worked really good. It's easy to change out the blades. You just flick it with your finger and you're good to go. Change out these blades for the slap chop part of it. You know, that was easy. So yeah, again, time saver. That's great. So let me jump to another one. So anyone on here, let me pop one and see if anyone's on here saying hi. I need to put this on and then let me move it out the way. Let me just shift it out the way on the side here. And I'll jump to my most dangerous product today. It was when I was cutting stuff with this, it was just really, you know, you had to be careful because, you know, it's not a knife, but it feels kind of like a knife, but it's not. So it slips and it can like do a lot of damage to you if you're not careful. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what I'm talking about. And if you haven't watched the video, you should. I'm actually gonna put the video in the comments here and pin it. If you haven't seen the video for this time saver waste of time, go watch that video right now. Well, not right now, but go watch that video when you get a second. I think it's a good watch. And again, that's part one of a series of time saver waste of time videos where I'll be just looking at how efficient products are and whether or not they are faster or they do make us faster in everyday activities. So this is the next one. And this is a pineapple eye peeler. This thing is really, really sharp. It really is sharp. If you put the pineapple down and just drop it, it'll stick in there. It really it's very sharp. And it also has like 3 daggers when you look at it. And I know it probably needs that to take the eyes out of the pineapple, but it is kind of crazy. So first and foremost, let me show you how it works. So I'm gonna just cut this pineapple. Let me move some stuff on the side here. Put this pineapple down. Then I am going to peel this pineapple. Let's peel this pineapple. Let's cut the bottom off. All right. And then let's peel the pineapple first. Might actually be taking out some of the eyes and go a little thinner. went a little deep on the other side, but all right. Let me move all this stuff. Get all this stuff out of the way, and then show you what this thing does. So it's a pineapple eye peeler. So basically what it does is you take this and you go through and you get all of the eyes of the pineapple out, right? Of course, you definitely don't want to do this coming back to yourself. I know it seems intuitive. It's like, yeah, Aaron, I know. But, you know, you wouldn't believe what people do with stuff, right? So you don't want to pull this back to you. You definitely want to move it away from you. You also don't want to push it in the direction of like your hand. So you don't want to be holding here and be pushing it, because it will slip through and it will stab you, 100%. So I'm going to try not to stab myself here today, but basically you take this, you try to get under the eye of the pineapple, and then I'll just go around and try to get them out. So it takes some time. I'll start from a random spot here, and then just kind of, and you see, problem is when you get to some of those eyes, they're stubborn, right? So they don't come out all the way. And then they get stuck, and then that's when it feels kind of dangerous, because then this gets stuck, and then you're like, you push harder, it slips out, and then you find yourself in problems. So I also feel like I'm wasting a bit of pineapple. I'm not sure. It just... So I'm gonna go around, keep going. This smells really good, by the way. Just letting you know. This pineapple is very ripe, and it smells really good. All right, look at that piece. Oh, yum. All right, let's keep going. So come back on this side. Let me show you. Yeah, it's in some sense it's okay to use. It's not super difficult to use, but in another sense it just feels dangerous. Especially if you have kids around who like to help out. This is not one of those tools that you say, "Hey, yeah, you do this piece. I'll do the rest, or come help with this." Not with this. All right, going through. Let's see. All right, I think I've gotten most of them out. And it takes some time. And like I said, it does work, but it feels dangerous. And once I get a little paper towel here to just wipe my hands and stuff, it feels good, but yeah, it's all right. I think that's it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, take a look at that. All good. It looks good. It's great. You have all of the pieces of skin. So you lose a bit. You lose a bit of like flesh between each one of them. But you know, in some sense, if you get out all the eyes, then you have all of this to eat. But you do lose a little bit, as opposed to what I did in the video is I sliced it down, and then I used a fork to take the eyes out. So you're not losing, and I did it faster as well. So you're not losing a whole lot, right? You slice down most of it with your knife, and then you just use a regular fork and just pop out all of the eyes. And that worked pretty well too. But this does a decent job. But this thing is it's a bit of a spear. It's like you could probably tie this to a stick and go hunting. You know what I mean? Go spearfishing or something. This is that sharp. But it worked well. So I still would say it's a waste of time because you could do this a lot, not a lot, but you can do it faster with a knife and just a fork. And be in less danger because you're probably in less danger using a knife to go around the sides, and then you have a regular fork and you pop stuff out, as opposed to trying to go around it with this. It looks cool and looks nice as a fruit that's been kind of spiraled, but yeah, I would not keep it. So let me put this to the side now. Get another plate. Hope that wasn't too loud. Get another plate to move some of this stuff off. All right. Next up, let me put some of these stuff in a bag. This bag has a hole though. We'll deal with that in a sec. So next up, we've got the bread slicer. And I think that bread slicer, let me just sap this up here for a sec. That bread slicer, I had high hopes for it. I thought it would do well, but I must say my hopes did get shot after I used, where is it? After I used this, because the bread slicer, you see a similarity? That's the similarity. So I lost a bunch of hope for this bread slicer when I actually used the tomato slicer. Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't think it was gonna work well. I had high hopes for it, but it really went to the bottom of my list for this. So let me where did I put my bread? Oh, here it is. So I have my bread. Again, this is a, let me take it out. This is a fresh bread. So it was just baked in that KBS 17-in-1 bread maker. I did a video on it. I'll put that video in the link in the comments as well. The link for the KBS 17-in-1 bread maker. Made this bread today. And that thing, we practically make bread every night. Here, my mother-in-law just pops some flour and yeast and stuff in there, and then we go to bed and get up in the morning, and there's fresh bread every day. None of the extra preservatives and stuff that you're getting from the grocery store. What I do want to do, by the way, is get a bigger one. So like that one was 2 pounds. I finally found some 3-pound ones online that look pretty decent. So I'm probably gonna get one and test it out because there's a lot of us in the house. There's 5 of us in the house, so I want to get a bigger loaf. If I could get a bigger loaf, the bread will last longer. Because as you can see, this myself and my nephew and maybe one other person can go through one of these, right? So let's do that. But I digress. Let's see how this thing slices. So I am going to slice through this. Again, same problem. Flimsy rails, I'll call them here. Flimsy rails, they actually make noise. And I think the spacing is a little bit off, but I'm gonna stay to one side each time, either the back or the front of the rails. That way we get an even slice, but let's see how it goes. I'm gonna start from the front and go backwards. So slice. And also it's plastic there, so take out this first piece. And then let me go to the second one. Slice. It's moving, but let's go. We'll see. right, one slice. And I'm taking my time here actually because it feels as though, oh, I don't want to misalign myself. Oh, am I in the right place? I'm not sure if I'm in the right one. Yeah, I don't want to scratch because we are actually definitely going to eat this. So I don't want to scratch plastic into it. So I'm kind of taking my time as I go down each side. So I don't know if you can hear it kind of knocking against the rails. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 slices. And I'm trying to get a last slice here. All right. Here we go. So this is it. Another thing I think I don't like about this is that it's pretty much for this size bread. But if I make bread or my mother-in-law makes bread, then the bread is going to be bigger than this. It's probably going to be a 3-pound, 3.5-pound bread. It's going to be all the way out here. So for me to slice it up, if I was using this, I'd have to slice piece, take it out, push the bread back, slice another piece again. Anyway, these slices, they look pretty good actually. These slices look pretty good. You can see here they're close to even, but I feel like they're close to even, but I feel like this bread slicer is just, I'm thinking too much about cutting the plastic because the plastic is definitely microplastics in your food. If you cut this and it scrapes off, because remember your serrated edge knife you're using as a bread knife, right? So yeah, it did cut decent, but I feel like I can do a better job with my hands, right? So if we put this down, or in a faster time, I can get a decent slice. So if I put this down and I go through, just using my hand, and this is an edge piece. See, I can get a slice there. Get another slice here. Maybe I could get one more. Yeah, before I get to the end. So yeah, I can do something similar with just my hand without having to go in this bread slicer and don't have to worry about plastics getting cut off or breaking off in the bread. And also, you know, I mean, it might be the perfect slice, but it's good enough that I don't need to put it in here. Some of these things would be good products if they were in stainless steel. If these products were in stainless steel, if this didn't move, if these rails didn't move, and if this was in stainless steel and it didn't move, it didn't break off, it didn't chip, and you didn't have to worry about it and you could just run a knife through it, these would be good products, I think. If this was a little bit bigger in stainless steel and you just drop a bread in there and you just slice through, you don't have to worry about it, this would be a great product. But as it is, cheaply made in plastic, I just wouldn't recommend it. And I think I'm faster as well, like trying to cut the bread and getting pretty decent slices. So that was a bread maker. All right. So we're running through products. What else did I have? Let me go through. The very next product I have is I can get the salad spinner. So this one, let me grab it from here. This one, I think, is one that I actually haven't seen in a lot of homes because I think, again, people think it's more hassle than it's worth to pull this out to spin salads on. If you have a salad spinner and you use it a lot, drop it in the comments. Let me know how you use it and how you think it works for, you know, for the effort and time that you put into it. I'd be interested to know Drop it in the comments. Do you use a salad spinner? Yes or no? Let me know. So that, it's a pretty cool salad spinner, by the way. It works well. You just press, it spins, this button slows it down, stops it, and then there's a lock. When you push this all the way down and you stop it, you can click this and lock it. So it gets tucked away as just like a bowl with a lid. And that's why if you pull this out, it comes up and you're good to go. So what we need is a little bit of water to rinse this, and then a lot of paper towels. I got some lettuce here. Let's get some water for the bowl. Yeah, fill that up, or like half it. So while my cameraman does that, we got some lettuce here, and you know, everyone has lettuce or uses it in salads. Let me just cut the back off. But the thing about lettuce is all of these grooves and pits that hold the water. My hope for this was that it would spin fast enough to get the water to come out of these, because if the water remains in these grooves, then even if you spin it and it's in a pocket, it just won't come out. It literally just won't come out. So, all right, great. So I got some water. I'm just gonna run this live here, folks. This is pretty good because if I just rinse this out, you get to see exactly how you would probably do it. I'll just use this. I'll put this back for now. Won't use all of it. So if you're rinsing your lettuce, you just rinse it out in here. You can actually take out this basket and strain it. All right. So rinse the lettuce in here, and now just throw this out in the sink really quickly. Throw out most of this water, and then once he comes back, we will spin it and see how it works. And then I'm gonna pat it on some paper towels, and we will see how it turns out. Because I feel as though the lettuce, it just kind of, it has too many curves, too many places water could hide in it. So it feels as though it wouldn't work, but I'll give it the best chance. Kind of turn the lettuce on its side, hopefully, so that the water has somewhere to go. All right, and then if I get this on here, and then spin. So let's spin this about, I know, as much as it takes. Let's go about 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's count. 30, 40, 50, 60, 'So I spun it a lot. It's actually shaking my whole table. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, actually spun it a lot. So you can see it's slowing down here. All right, let's stop it. Let's hit the button, which I think is pretty cool. You can slow it down. I wanted to give it every opportunity. So if I take this out now, a lot more water in here. You can see that a lot more water in here than was in there before. All right. We spun that thing about 60, 65 times. And then if I take out this paper towel, put it here, and take out some of the lettuce and put it on it. Let me move the lid out the way, and then dab it dry. see how much water was left. It's still damp. I don't know if you can see, like I dabbed these already, but don't know if you can see. It took out a lot of the water, I must say. It did a lot. I think this lettuce is actually more dry than what I did in the video. I think I did 50 times in the video. So, don't know if you can see this, but it's still moist, still wet. And if I take the paper towel and dab it, you'll see, put this back here, you see the paper towel. Don't know if you can see through that. That's a bit too white for you to see in there. But it's damp. It really is damp. It's tough. I called it a time waster in the video, a waste of time in the video, and I think it still is. I could wash the lettuce, grab it, shake the lettuce like this, you know, get some of the water out, then get the same paper towel that I need here right now and sap it dry. Maybe I'll use a sheet or two less paper towels, which in itself is something, but does it make me faster by doing that? No, because I still gotta come back and sap it in the paper towels. So that's why I feel this is a waste of time, because it doesn't dry it out all the way. You still have to come back, put it in the paper towels, dab it dry, and then, put it in your salad bowl to do your stuff. So it feels as though while this salad spinner actually works really well, from a operational perspective. It spins. You saw how fast it spins. It feels like a washing machine for your salad, right? But at the same time, look how much water it took out. It took out a lot, but at the same time, is it faster than me putting this strainer or a strainer in the sink and then rinsing out my lettuce, then taking it out, shaking it, and putting it on the paper towel to dry it, then putting it in my salad bowl? I don't think so. I don't think it's faster than that. And we checked, and it feel like it wasn't faster. So that's why this got a waste of time. So there we go. Another one down. This is a pretty interesting tool, though, I must say. Now, as I put this down, what we're going to do is I'm going to need a whisk. I'm going to need a whisk for this next one. So as he grabs the whisk, because we're going to be making pancakes. So let me take this off. I rest this down next to me here. And then I am going to move the stuff and whip out this griddle. Move the stuff out the way. I need like a full studio, guys, so that I can have all the room to do all the things. So follow, like the video, follow, help your boy get a big studio so I can have my own kitchen to test all these products and give you guys all the good deets, all the good details. There we go. There we go. Let's move this on the side here. This is the controller for it. Plug this in. Maybe I'll turn this around here. Plug this in. All right, get this heated up to about, we're gonna do about 300 here. And I also have what I love to use, this nanak ghee. This ghee works well. And ghee is just clarified butter, if you didn't know what ghee is. Yeah, I'll take some of that milk. I know you only need water in these pancakes, but the milk works well too. Oh, there we go. Let me move this forward a little bit so you guys can see. And then I am going to got this big bag of pancake mix here. I'm gonna put some of this in here. And don't forget, stick around because I have 2 giveaways. So Got 2 giveaways coming up real soon. Just gonna pour some of this in. Put some milk in here. All right. So the next product is this. I have the batter dispenser. So this thing, is it stuck? Let me see. Yep, and there we go. Live, just broke it. So literally just broke it. Look at that. So for some reason it's stuck there, and then I tried using it and broke it. So demonstration over. So you have a product that's supposed to work like this, right? And for some reason it got stuck down here, and now it's not opening. So it is not opening for some reason. That's crazy. I used it just day before yesterday, and now it's stuck. And then I pulled on it, and like I pulled too hard, and look at where it snapped from. It snapped from right here. That's crazy. You can see the piece. It literally snapped. Ah, man. There you go. Live TV, live YouTube. So whatever material this was, it was not strong. It's a good product. I used it. It worked really well. So I could just tell you guys what I did. I used this, and it, once you squeeze the handle, this thing opens up here. And then what I don't understand is why it's not even opening. That's crazy. Anyway, this thing opens up, and then the batter runs out, but it does it so quickly and so efficiently that it was a no-brainer. This is definitely a good product. Now, the materials they used to make it, unfortunately, based on what just happened, are substandard. But if you find a robust working batter dispenser, use it, buy it, because it is definitely a time saver, especially if you're making more than like 10 pancakes. If you're making more than 10 pancakes, this is it. My tablet is actually off, actually came off. Is someone asking a question? Oh, okay. Yeah, so real time, this dispenser is broken. So there we go. Maybe, do we still make the pancakes? You guys want pancakes? You want pancakes? All right, I'll put this down. Let's get to one of the giveaways, but let me tell you what it is. All right, let me just turn this off safely because it's pretty hot. Take off this griddle. Literally had the griddle set up. Put this down, put this back here to cool down. All right. No more spatula. So I don't know if you guys saw some of my shorts recently from DryMate, DryMate products. Those DryMate products are actually pretty good, and I have actually used them around the house. And I have some right here. So this one is, I believe, the under the sink mat. And if you look at it, if you ever had I think everyone's had it. You look under your sink, and either you had a drip or a leak on your sink that left you like a ring of mold, like black mold or something. It wasn't really mold, but once it stained the wood, it looked like mold. You had one of those, or sometimes you have a product in there, you didn't see, the product fell down and some stuff leaked out, and then your cabinet started to bubble. because those cabinets are made out of that chipboard type material, and it just spoils, right? Once it gets wet and it swells up, once you start putting stuff on it, eventually it cracks, the laminate cracks, then it gets a hole, and then all hell breaks loose. You have a hole in your cabinet, right? This helps protect that. So this dry mate mat, the under the sink mat, and they have shelf liner mats, shelf and drawer liner mats. They have the under the sink mat, and they have the dish drying mat as well. This has a double layer. So as you can see, this material under here, this material is actually waterproof. So if we get some water, actually, I have a container here. Maybe I'll show you. Let me put some, I'll put some water in the, since we're not using it anymore, I'll put some water in the, in the batter dispenser, right? So we have this dry mate mat. This is the under the shelf mat. So this is pretty much, what's this, 10, is this ounces, maybe 10 ounces of water. So I'll just pour this out, and you see this is a lot. Just to give you guys an idea about what this is. That was a lot of water. Unlikely that you have this much water come out. And then let's see, right? So pretty much nothing under here, right? It's dry. It's actually running down here. Now that I pulled it out, it's running down on my lap here, but pretty much nothing here, right? Nothing here. Table's dry. I'll put some down right here again. You'll see it's a lot of water, right? And if I lift, nothing, right? So this has pretty much a waterproof backing here that stops the water from going underneath. So what I'm doing is, to the next person in the comments that type the word dry mate, the first person that types the word dry mate gets this shipped to them. I send this right to you. This is a large, extra large under the sink mat. So just, if you're in the comments, if you're there, just type dry mate. Let me know who types dry mate in the comments. Yeah, let me know who types dry mate in the comments. You just type dry mate and we'll ship this off to you. All right, let me see who's there. Nice. Dry mate, young brawler. Gotcha. Send me a DM and I'll send you this. All right, so yeah, this is a really good extra large under sink mat. So this is, as you can see, it's 24 by 59 inches. So it's really big, and then you can just cut it. So I actually don't have, do I have a scissors here? I don't have a scissors here right now, but it's easy to cut. And go check out the video. The video will show you exactly what's happening with this. You just cut it, and this is actually, is this side cut? Yep, this side is cut. You can see it's scraped on the edges. This side is cut. Let me put this back down here. This side is cut, so you could just take a scissors, cut this to any shape, size, pattern, anything you want to do. You just take the scissors, you cut it. As you guys can see, I threw a ton of water on this. Look, nothing on the table, nothing running, nothing dripping out of the mat. It's extremely absorbent, and it's really thin too. It doesn't have a huge form factor, but it holds on to the water somehow. I don't know how they did this, but it feels a little damp here, but it holds on to the water somehow, because I poured a ton of water on this, and you can see nothing is dripping. This thing is still dry. So yeah, that was my giveaway. So this is the first giveaway, dry mate under sink mats. They come in a bunch of different styles. So this is a piece that I cut, you can see from here. This is the shelf liner mats. Look at this pattern. This is nice. I used this pattern in the video a couple of weeks ago when I did it. Look at this pattern. This blue is actually really nice to put in your drawers or on your shelves. You can see it. And then I cut it to fit my drawer, and that was it. It was easy as that. And then you just set it up. You put your stuff on it. You put your cutlery or whatever. And then the best part about this, actually, or at least one of the best parts about this, is that once you're done using it, you just throw it in a wash. it's reusable. So it's not like you're using this one time and then it goes bad and then you throw it out. When you buy this, you use it until, until the wheels fall off, because you take it and then you just throw it in your washing machine, you wash it, it comes out, and then you put it back brand new and you go from there. So it's skid resistant, which means it doesn't move, right? If you pull on it, it's literally like sticking to the surface. And then it is also waterproof or water resistant from the bottom, right? It's like waterproof on the bottom. And then it has a lot of patterns and styles you can cut and do whatever. So yeah, this is really, we've changed from the time saver, waste of time, but just as a product, this is a really great product. So if you have if your kitchen drawers and stuff look really shoddy, because you have that liner paper that gets ripped on the edges and it kind of dry rots, and then every time a knife or a spoon or a fork falls on it, it rips it up. Use this. This doesn't do that, and it's great. And then when you're talking about your shelves where you have some of your liquids and your seasonings and all of that, and there's salt everywhere. Every time the salt, you rest the salt shaker down, the salt falls out, then you gotta wipe up you just move everything, you bundle this up, you throw it in the wash, you take it back out, boom, you're good to go. All right, so these shelf liner, this one was the shelf, that one was the under sink, and then there's dish drying. You just put it down and then you turn over. You got your dishes, you just turn them over on this, your plates and everything. That one was 19 by 24, so it was great. It was a good size. It took two big, large plates, forks, spoons, plus small glasses, 4 small glasses plus 4 tall glasses. So 2 plates, cutlery, and like 8 glasses. So I think this is a great product. So again, giveaway. I'm gonna send this to Young Brawler. Appreciate you commenting. All right, so that's it for DryMate. Next up, we have the product I was telling you about that I wanted to make for 2 summers now and just didn't get a chance to make it. So if you hand me that, where is it? Oh, it's next to me here. I know summer's done, but these are neck fans. These are Tora's neck fans. This is the Tora's L2, if I'm not mistaken, or L3. Yeah, this is the L3, the Tora's L3. That's this one, and then this one is the Coolify Air neck fan. So this neck fan, again, I've had these for going on 2 years now. Made a video and sent it out to an editor, and she bombed it. She messed up the footage and stuff, so I didn't do it last year. And then this year I made a video. It was pretty good. I just didn't get around to editing it, and I just feel like at this point we're past that. So I'll just show you guys this in this live, and then we're gonna have a giveaway. So someone's gonna walk away with the L3, the Tora's L3. So this neck fan, first and foremost, look at the flexibility on this thing. Look at that. It's almost 180 degrees. It can twist, it can almost screw all the way around, right? This joint that they have here that fits around your neck, it's pretty great. I use this thing a lot during the summertime because it got hot. It got really hot, and I'm in Maryland. It got really hot during the summertime. It's a bladeless fan, as they say, so it doesn't get caught in your hair if you have long hair and stuff like that. It doesn't get caught in your hair. It charges with USB-C. Where's the charging port? Yeah, here it is, USB-C charging port. It also has 3 speeds, so when you put the power on, I don't know if it's charged. Yep, it's charged. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Don't know if you can hear it. Let me put it close so you can hear it on my mic. So it's not super loud at all. I did a decibel test with it. It gets up to like 40 decibels, which is not super loud for something blowing, a lot of breeze around your neck. So let me put this around while it's on. You can probably hear it. So my mic is to the front of my t-shirt here. So it blows now. It blows breeze up and down because there are ports on the top side and the bottom side of this. So you get cool immediately, or at least it tricks your body into thinking that you're cool because sometimes your legs are hot, your stomach is hot, but once your head is cool and like your upper chest part here is cool, you feel really great. You can sit out in the sun for a little bit, right? But your legs are burning, they're on fire. But this thing, it really makes you feel like you're cool, like you're not like burning up in the sun. So yeah, this works really well. So this is the L3. Now, the big brother to this is the Taurus Coolify Air. And this thing is a beast of a product. It has the same vents on both sides. So bottom and top, it has the same vents on both sides. You see it here, top and bottom. It is bladeless as well, but the cool part about this is it almost has like a cool radiator at the back. So this, notice it's not flexible. That's about all it could do right here. It's not flexible at all. It still fits around your neck. So let me put it around, you can see, let me put it around my neck here. Put it around my neck, you can see that it is still fitting, it's fine, but at the same time, it's not as flexible as this one. And to give you a comparison, let me open this one all the way out. And this one, so the Coolify is all the way out, and the L3, you can see the way different, right? It doesn't take away from what this thing does, because this is like a cold panel. You can get air and like this cold plate. You can put this cold plate on as well. So you can have air going from top to bottom, and you have the cold plate on. So let me put this on. So the cold plate is on. I don't know if you can see that blue light there. Cold plate is on, but also now I can put on the fan. So you can have this cold plate. You can have this cold plate like cooling your carotid arteries going to your head, literally, because it's a cold plate resting against your skin. And you have cool breeze blowing up and blowing down, which in theory is fantastic. And I used it a couple times and it worked really well. But for some reason this summer, while remaking the video for this, it didn't perform. And it didn't perform in the sense that it was too hot. It was so hot outside that it felt as though the plate couldn't get cold enough to keep my neck cool, which was kind of crazy to think about. I have this product that is supposed to cool me down, but it was so hot outside and it had to work so hard to get cold that it just wasn't doing a very good job. And I gave it a bunch of chances, and after a while, I just put the fan on because the fan works great, just like this one. The fan works, but trying to use this, I tried to use it so much, it actually got hot or got warm. It wasn't cold anymore. So that's how much the motor had to work to keep it cool or cold, but it didn't work, right? This is $229 for this. And they have a bunch of different ones. If you check Taurus, Torras, Taurus Coolify, Coolify. I'll put it down in the comments. You will see they have a bunch of stuff, and it's pretty good. The technology is great. And when I'm not in the heat, so like right now, I wish you could feel it. This thing is cold, right? But at the same time, you don't want it when you're inside hanging out in the air condition, right? You want it to work when you're outside and it's blistering hot. And I feel like it didn't work at that point. So this did not work as it should have. And I was a bit disappointed because it worked the first time around when I did the first video. But you know, that happens sometimes when you're reviewing products, right? You use it the first time around, tell me about it. You use it the first time around and it works fine, and then you come back to use it a couple times later, or you've used it for a while and then it just bombs. It breaks, or the plate overheats, or something happens, right? So that's why we test. So if I had to recommend, although I do like the concept, I probably wouldn't buy this. I probably wouldn't buy this one because it's a lot of money. Once you go over $200 for a neck fan, when you think about it, you got a lot of money. You've got a lot of money in this. Oh, its price has dropped. Okay, so 140. So this is about 140 right now on Amazon. Okay, 130 on Amazon. So that's great because, like I said, it's about 2 years old now, and they probably have new ones that have come out. But at the same time, I wouldn't buy this. Even at 140, I wouldn't buy this because you're buying it expecting this to work. No, testing the new ones, maybe they've updated the technology and it works a lot better. Maybe that's the case, but as of right now, it doesn't work. However, this one works well. This one works really well. And I use this exclusively. Let me shut this off. I use this exclusively throughout the summertime. The pool is just across the way. The community pool is just across the way from my house. I've used this a bunch of times when you go out there and you're just lounging on the chairs and you just have this on. It works really well. So you guys tell me which ones you like, which products you like. Jumping in again, I think that's it for me for this unboxed. I'm going to be doing this every time I drop a video. I'm going to come here live and just show you guys how it works, whether it doesn't. And yeah, the giveaway. How can I forget? So this L3, if you want to jump in, let me see. If you're here, jump in the comments and say, what is this? Torras. So the first person to type Torras, Torras, Torras Coolify, you get it. That's it. It's yours. If not, let me see who's here. If not, we can bring it back and do it again. I know I just got Young Brawler. You guys gonna give Young Brawler it again? All right. So first person to say Torres in the chat. Let's see. There he is. There's that guy. He watched the whole thing. All right. Young Brawler. 2 products coming your way. This is the Torres neck fan. So now that you guys know, I'm doing a ton of giveaways in this. I'm doing a ton of giveaways. Let me jump back onto the main camera. Doing a ton of giveaways in these lives. As I do the lives. Oh, nice. Came back in good time. Yep, you picked up another one. I'm doing a ton of these giveaways in my lives. Pop in, you never know. Stick around. I'm going to do unboxed for all my videos. I think these lives are going to be cool. You guys can jump in, ask me a bunch of questions. And yeah, happy to do it. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you sticking around with me for this long. I know it's been a little while, but I have another video coming out, and I give you guys sneak peeks when you're in these. The next video, we're going to talk about soda. So we're going to be comparing soda. So stick around, look out for that video, like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my giveaways, you don't miss any of my videos. We're going to be comparing soda, so stick around for that one. So as it is right now, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.